Hello, everyone. This is Independent Conservative. I am Ryan Bowling. Thank you all for joining me. So today is the big day between Kamala Harris and former President Donald Trump, the day of the debate. Now, what I want to do in this video, I want to read the opinion of a contributor to a conservative online site known as Red State. I had read some of their articles in the past, but I'm just trying to catch up with them recently. So I really like Red State. They has a lot of good things to say. So I want to read to you some excerpts from this particular article written by this contributor to Red State. This person is a contributor, obviously, and the views that this person has here doesn't necessarily reflect completely the views of Red State, although Red State is a conservative online news source. So let's get right into this, and I'm going to give you guys my opinion periodically throughout this reading. But yeah, this is the big day. Everybody's talking about it. Everybody woo wah wah. But let's see what goes. Let's see how it turns out. The article starts: Tuesday night's presidential debate between Donald Trump and Kamala Harris will likely be the defining political event of the year, if not the decade. Kind of stretching it. Nothing less than the direction of America will be on the line in November. And I hear that a lot, you know, heard it in past presidents, campaigning and debates. Well, America's on the line, America's on the line, America's on the line, Same thing, okay. The candidates couldn't be more diametrically opposed. Harris is a radical San Francisco leftist. Yes, she is, I agree, who wants nothing less than a wealth redistribution-driven nanny state, open borders, strict gun control, and lax law enforcement. I agree. No one can really debate that. No one can really argue that. That's what she wants. Even though she played the flip-flop, that's what she wants. But anyway, Trump's quote, "America first and make America great again," resonates with tens of millions of hardworking middle Americans who see the values and morals of the country they grew up loving being eaten away by far-left politicians who are also hell-bent on importing as many illegal aliens into this country as they can. I agree with that. It's hard to disagree with that statement, is it? I mean, that's really, and notice this writer speaks of far-left politicians. So you may have some people on the left that do not support this, even though I don't support much of what the left says at all or does at all. These are far left radicals. Okay, these people are hardcore communists. Okay, yeah, I agree with that assessment. Yeah, there are some hardcore leftists out there who basically are eating away at the moral fabric of our country. They're calling what is evil good and what is good evil. They're switching things around. I mean, it's just what it is. So he goes on to say, yes, it's all on the line. In Trump's case, what he says, and perhaps even more importantly, how he says it, will be paramount throughout the debate. So essentially, this article, let me go back a little bit because I think I'm jumping the gun here. This article and this writing focuses on what Trump should do and what Kamala Harris should do in the debate in order to win the debate. So he kind of goes over a little bit on what Trump should do and what he shouldn't do, what Kamala Harris should do and what she shouldn't do in order to win a debate. And I'm going to give you my guys, I'm going to give you guys my opinion on this after I've completed this. But anyway, yeah, that's what this really focuses on. Let's go on. In Trump's case, once again, what he says, and perhaps even more importantly, how he says it, will be paramount throughout the debate. He must stay on point. I agree, because Trump tends to do stuff like that. I mean, now the last debate that he had with Biden, he stayed on point. But of course, earlier during the other when he was running for re-election, that debate was a disaster. I mean, it was terrible. He was all off point. He was off point. They were arguing at each other. It was terrible. Okay. He goes on to say, the writer goes on to say, he must not ridicule Harris personally. And I find that interesting because I was talking to my coworker yesterday. I've told you guys about him, and we talk about this quite often. And he said the same thing, that Trump should stay on point. He should not ridicule Kamala Harris personally, and I agree. Call her sophomoric names and appear to bully her. He has in parentheses, that man bullying a woman thing will not play well with female voters. More than likely not, because a lot of them are just, oh, he's just bullying her because she's a woman. That Although that makes no sense because Trump bullies anyone, woman, male, it doesn't matter. But anyway, first and foremost for Harris, she must avoid her infamous word salads. Yeah. Avoid repeating. She's good at that. She'll come up with, they'll ask her a question, even if it's a softball question. They'll ask her a question, reporters or whatever will ask her a question, and she'll use all these big words and big terminologies and putting words together to try to get to the point. And it's like, why don't you just get to the point? Answer the question. What is with all of this onions and tomatoes and celery that you putting in the salad? I mean, what are you doing? I mean, come on, get to the point. It's because she can't get to the point, in my opinion. But anyway, avoid repeating demonstrable lies, and she must explain in plain language her multiple flip-flops and her, quote, I have changed some positions, but I haven't changed my values, end quote, nonsense. Absolutely, I agree with that statement. Okay, she needs to clarify that. You mean, I have changed some positions, but I haven't changed my value. What the heck are you talking about? That's an oxymoron. It makes no sense. If you've changed some of your positions, but I haven't changed my values, then you haven't changed any of your positions the way I see it. There's no position being changed. That's just a way to get it to voters. Stop it, stop it, stop it. Yeah, she needs to straighten that up, okay? The writer goes on to say, Republican strategist Karl Rove believes Trump has a more difficult task because he's the one running on substantive issues, as opposed to Harris' joy-filled campaign, which again is why the former president must stay on point. Can he do it? We will soon find out. I'm going to stop right there. Yeah, it's pretty straightforward. However one wants to look at it, the way I see this, my prayer is that she doesn't win. I mean, I know these are things that, as the writer said there in his opinion piece, these are things that Kamala Harris needs to overcome in order to win. I'm not in support of her at all. Her policies are far too radical. And I don't believe, and I'm sticking to this, I don't believe at all she's going to change. She's saying she's going to change some of these positions, but I don't believe if she wins at all, she's going to change. It's going to be the same thing that it was under Biden, 4 more years of that. But let me point this out. And I may have overstated this in some previous videos, and I've heard people say this. I don't believe if she becomes the president, I don't believe she's going to destroy the country. Now, let's be realistic. I don't believe her policies will destroy America. By the grace of God, I don't believe that. But I do believe it won't make things better. If she's still going by the same economic policies that Biden did with this redistribution of wealth nonsense, okay? If she's still going by that economic policy, it's going to hurt us and inflation is going to rise, okay? If she still is about keeping the borders open, which I believe she's not going to close the borders. I don't believe she's going to give more. She's going to push for more money to support the closing of the borders. I don't believe that one bit. That's a bunch of nonsense. She's just saying that because she knows Biden's policies are wrong on that. And I don't believe that at all. I don't believe it at all. The borders are going to stay open. More illegals are going to flood the country, and things are going to get worse in more and more states and cities. And I believe it's going to spill over in these illegals are going to spill over in other cities and other states if the borders stay open, like I believe it will if Kamala Harris gets in office. I believe that these illegals are going to flood not only sanctuary states and sanctuary cities, but they're going to flood places that are not sanctuary states and sanctuary cities. Now, why do I say that? I say that because I just read, at least partially, an article yesterday in Ohio, which is my home state. And it's some obscure village somewhere in Ohio that stated that there were over 20,000 immigrants that had flooded this particular. I don't know if they were illegal or not, or from Haiti. I don't know if they were legal or not. I can't remember exactly whether or not they came in legally or illegally. But these immigrants, if you want to, I'm being nice about that, okay, flooded this particular area in Ohio in the thousands. It's like 20,000 since, I don't know, 2020 or something like that, it was saying. And they're causing some major problems in this village. Robberies, crime, car accidents. This is what this article is saying. And my point simply is this. If this had something to do with the border situation, We're going to get more and more and more of these illegals because let's face it, the states and the cities that are sanctuary states and sanctuary cities, they can only hold so much. It's like blowing air in a balloon. You keep blowing air in the balloon, after a while, the balloon is going to burst. So the same principle. You keep flooding the country with illegals, just flooding and flooding. What else are you going to put them? What are you going to do, put them underground? I mean, you know, eventually they got to go somewhere. And if the sanctuary cities and the sanctuary states can't hold them anymore, they're going to start having to go to other places. So politicians are probably going to make deals with other individuals in these states and in these cities to get these individuals over here. I'm seeing more of them myself in the city of Cleveland, but I ain't going to get into the detail of that. Yeah, she's not going to change any of that. And, but my whole point is to say is that even though Kamala Harris is not going to change her policy positions, in my opinion, if she wins, she's not going to destroy the country per se. It's just going to make things worse, but it's not going to destroy the country. And I believe that several reasons why that's not going to happen. I believe, number one, and I'm being supernatural about this because I believe in the supernatural and I believe in God, that God is going to hold it back due to the prayers of people who believe in the power of prayer in this country. God is going to hold back Kamala Harris's policies from completely destroying America. But the other reason for that is because there are a lot of people in America that oppose her views, and they're going to speak out against it. And there are some politicians that are in disagreement with her policies in Congress, okay? And in the Supreme Court. So, yeah, she's not going to be able to completely dismantle this country like I believe, in my opinion, she may want to, okay? I believe Kamala Harris is a soft communist. She may not call herself a communist. She may not consciously believe she's a communist, but her policies and her worldview is communist oriented, okay? And history has shown communism does not work economically. It does not work. It does not work. And I hear people talk about it all the time. You don't know anything about communism. I'm going to do a separate video on what I know about communism because I'm not going to go into the detail about that because that's a bunch of nonsense. I know enough about communism to know that it's not good. How about that? Okay. It's not good for America. It's not good. It wasn't good for China. It wasn't good for Russia. If communism was all that in a bag of chips, they would have maintained it. And although China still maintains a communist regime, okay, the CCP, Chinese Communist Party, they still are in control, but they have loosened their grips on corporations and businesses and allow these people to practice capitalism. They still control that, but still, they're allowing capitalists to be capitalists to at least some extent because they know that old system of communism in terms of economics and just about anything and everything does not work. If communism was all that great, for those who are rah-rah-rahing for it, then why so many countries are getting rid of it? It doesn't work. History shows you that. Stop reading these books that romanticize communism, man. Really, come on now. They're romanticizing it, but I ain't gonna go into the detail of that. That's another video by itself. It's too much details on that. But yeah, I don't believe she's going to destroy the country, but I believe if she gets in, she's going to, the things are going to get worse. Okay, they're going to get worse. And I really honestly advise Americans, to prepare for that because I don't believe there's no way Democrats are going to let Donald Trump get in office. I don't believe it. And I hate to be cynical. I hate to be cynical about that. But my gut tells me that they're going to come up with something to prevent that man from getting in. They're just going to, what it's going to be, I don't know. But they're going to come up with something to prevent that man from getting in. Oh, if he gets in, I believe, in my opinion, it will be by the grace of God. People will, and this is what I mean. People will vote for him, and I mean that in this sense, that you can have more people voting for him, and you can have all the electorate in the electoral college vote for him and say, hey, we want him in. He's going to only get in my opinion, by the grace of God. Because no way are these radical Democrats who want a communist global government, no way are they going to let this man get in. They got to find some way to keep him out of it. Because he's going to mess up their agenda for another 4 years. He's going to mess up their agenda. And these people, these radical leftists have an agenda. I've said this so many different times. These people have an agenda. That's why they won't change. Kamala Harris is a part of that agenda. She's flip-flopping because she's connected to the agenda. She's flip-flopping because she knows that the only way people are going to halfway, little bit of time, get behind her in is if she kind of changes her positions. Hopefully Americans are not so dumb that they fall for that. Okay? But she's doing that to get the voters. But she represents an agenda. She's supporting an agenda, and that's why she will not change, in my opinion, if she gets in office. She's controlled, okay, by the higher-ups. She's not going to change. Just saying. So that's just my opinion on that. I agree with this contributor's view of this in the Red State article. Yeah, I believe Trump should stick to these issues and in order to win. And I believe Kamala Harris should do what she needs to do in order to win. Hopefully she doesn't. Hopefully Trump sticks to the issues. And I hope he doesn't allow her to rattle him and so forth. Yeah. I hope he doesn't allow her to do that. Because me personally, I can't stand to hear her talk. She makes me sick. I hate to hear her talk more than I hate to hear Biden talk. And that stupid little laugh and the word salads. And I just wanted to tell her, why don't you just shut up and get to the point? But anyway, yeah, that's my opinion on it. What do you guys think? Leave your comments in the comment section below. Like, share, subscribe to my channel. God bless you all and see you again.